for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize, it's really time.
Yeah.
Thomas Jackson.
Yeah. Bounce. Yeah.
World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
Hello folks, welcome back of course to what is going to be Hellcase Cup number 6 and one of our first playoff best of 3s between Team Spirit.Academy and Mortal Kombat. Knife round is of course currently going on, as you can witness on your screens. Luke trying to see if he can make the impossible happen, clutch out the 1v2, but that aside of course it is worth noting that Mortal Kombat did get themselves map number 1 in the bag with a pretty easy fashion to be honest, and it was just down to the fact that Spirit.Academy, they were playing something else. It was just a bit of a scheduling mishap that did come up, and I think that was relating to Dolphin qualification matchups. So unfortunately it did mean that they were 15 minutes late, and as per rule, something within the rulebook, it did mean they dropped map 1. So it's a shame, but MK with a 1 map advantage, can they close it out in map number 2? Of course I do want to check, just to be sure, how the veto played out, because it could be rather unfortunate for Spirit if they yeah, let's see. So Spirit did pick Train, which was the map they lost. So this is MK's map pick, which makes it what should be a very potentially comfortable 2-0. But we're gonna have to see, of course, how that one plays out. So let's get into this pistol. Also, an adjusted lineup from the Spirit.Academy lineup. I mean, 2 very different players this time. Of course, that is Passion and Travel. I'm definitely butchering names, but we'll go with Pasha or Passionage. But either way, they're pretty much on the B site. No one's been there to hold them back. Spider is in a relatively good position with his USB, but he's waiting for his teammates to come in before he can spring into action and start to find some kills. Of course, you've got Dreamer as well coming in from CT. Don't all want to come from construction. They do need to be cautious of that. As Passionage is going to peek out. The clock's starting to do the work. Travel as well. It's all falling apart. MK, a disastrous retake as they bunch up all towards one direction, funneling in towards Spirit, and they make it look easy. Passionage with the triple, Travell with the double. Spirit, they do love the simple ones. Not exactly the greatest of starts, but let's see what they can show up here. Now into the second round, of course, the Smoke Force up play, the CZs. Pretty much on every single player for MK. Bar Shimada, who is going to be going for that trusty P250. Setup being pretty expected, just 2 players towards short. You've got Baron spawning on towards long as well. Then relying on Victor and trusty Spider to hold down that B side. That is where pretty much Spirit are going to be looking to send the bulk of their forces as well, likely these SMGs. It's going to be looking to force a few picks. It's going to be a tough site for MK to hold. They really need to use the utility rather well. I mean, Spirit is basically executing with a set piece, a CT smoke, construction smoke as well, and towards coffins, I believe. Makes things pretty damn hard. They are working slowly but surely up towards the tip now, clearing out sandbags and back of barrels. Bomb being left towards the bottom of mid. You can see Spirit, they're basically just going into the mentality of we want the pick. While they're looking for that pick, they're still burning down the utility of MK, making things harder and harder. They know a player was playing towards long corner. This information already being picked up by Fen Vicious. We are now pretty much opting for that B site in its entirety, just getting nothing towards A, pushes them. Pulls that all in. Victor, all alone, it's all on him. Has support from CT, but arguably too far away for it to really mean too much. The flash leaving him completely blind, not a single kill coming through just yet. The SMG's locking down the site. Spirit, headshot after headshot. The flash was perfect. Sure, it left both sides blind, but at the end of the day, Spirit were able to capitalize on that, pull through the kill. And MK, there is no point in them even getting remotely close to the site at this point. go over towards the A site, save those weapons, bring them into the third round, as that's about the only thing you've got to fight with going into that third round. They're not going to spend anything else. So they desperately need that Kevlar on the CZs. Alright, let's get the ammo back. It was there, and then the knife started. It just disappeared. See a few questions. Have MK map 1? Why have they won map 1? All those sort of things. It was a default. That's really the easiest way to describe it. Spirit didn't turn up. They were playing in another matchup at the same time. Scheduling caused a few issues. So they ended up having to concede the first map. Their map pick as well, bear in mind, having to concede train wasn't exactly ideal, but they put in a good start in Inferno so far. Got themselves the pistol. Got themselves to follow up second as well. The third should pretty much fall in fairly comfortably now. All we've got to do is just make sure that they don't get these pistols with a few surprise picks. Of course, MK going for the stack at this point, knowing just how really pushed under pressure they're going to be. Of course, Passionals with the rifle. Probably the one player who doesn't want to lose anything in this round. Everyone else on Spirit, they can afford to throw those SMGs. Be a bit free. Of course, Vicious, the lovely flash. Allows his team to basically be confident in their short take. I think the Romy is going to be doing, bear in mind. Because they are pushing into the stack. The bomb is close towards the tip of mid, but allows them just enough space to fall back if they need. And push back towards B. This is kind of where you want to see Gravel go for a bit of a play, but no, he'll just fall back into line. It's going to be the full A play. MK, with 3 players dedicated towards long, have a very genuine chance of getting that rifle now. Kill number 1 comes in, Luke on towards Shimada, Victor stuck in towards Cubby, but that rifle is tearing them apart. Romy with the UMP, adding just another kill into the round, and ultimately making easy money, $600 a kill. Spirit, feeling on form, getting it done, 3-0, but this is the first time they're going to face some real opposition. MK, back in with the buy. 5 rifles, not quite the greatest set of rifles you've ever seen. I mean, utility is a little bit rough around the edges, but definitely enough to be excited about. Already quick contact plays. Does enable a quick one-to-one trade. Passionage taking down Beerin is crucial. Spirit, but he was left on 4 HP, which certainly isn't ideal. You can see MK being very persistent about the banana take. They're going to punish Romy by standing around, and unfortunately, you want Passionage to die there. You don't want Romy to die, because now you're left with a player who's so dangerously low. You're looking for the pick back. Victor, risking his own life, does get hit by the frag grenade. But the defensive smoke does come through, and that's enough to deny Spirit from pushing. They will not have the confidence to charge that. There's no value in them charging that either. They're likely walking to their graves, so instead they have to group up towards the top of mid once again. And hope things play out. Much like they did in the previous round, as thankfully the rifle is being swapped. That UMP laid to waste. They're just holding. MK looking like they're ready to face and take a few fights here. I mean, the aggression of Dreamer pretty much highlighting that. Gonna be lurking around, holding. Any rotations. The bomb being towards the bottom mid is pretty damn helpful at this point. Of course, Shimada taking down Luke only adds to the problems for Team Spirit, but this is where things get crushed. Passionage is so low, this engagement will never be won by anyone but Dreamer. A trade could now be clawed back. Vicious is all going to be on timing. Sees him. Simple headshot. That is enough to make it a doable 1v3 to a certain extent. Shimada spraying in towards Boiler, that M4. Not letting Mech set at all. MK. The first buy, locked in. Can they follow up with the second? Spirit, they can certainly afford to pick up a few new toys here, including... Actually scrapped that. I was hoping to see an AWP, but no, they're not going to take the hit. Instead, they want to get just 5 rifles up and much more utility, which is probably a smart decision, to be honest. Having those 3 players with so much to play with, having the extra smoke on Passionage as well. I'll go over the map stuff in just a second. As Victor going to cut us off nice and quickly. Things getting a little hairier. Run towards the B site now as Victor has to throw a high flash and back off the construction. No need to get aggressive, just hold the angle. Wait for your teammate to come in towards CT. BRN ignoring the point, faces rather wildly, putting so much more pressure on towards Victor, but he gets rewarded for his patience with the kill, leaving just Romy and Travell to try and make this one work. It's an aggressive play from Romy. Not being spotted out, Shimada going to have to try and pull through the tray, but it's not working out. Two very low players. A good flashbang. Victor, left blind, holding the angle, allows for the walk-in frag. But there's no idea to where Travell is going to be playing towards that AK. Clearing angle after angle, looking for information, has himself not a kill at all, has to try and pick one up if he can even find it. Toggling the bomb, but you can see the lack of information is going to come back to crush him here. This round is done. Spirit going to reset the economy of MK, but not only that, make things so incredibly unfortunate for Victor. I mean, he's going to be feeling it. 4 kills he gets. If his teammate just waits in CT instead of getting aggressive, the round could be completely different. But instead, it all falls onto his shoulders, and you're asking way too much of one man. Yeah, so just to highlight on the map thing, again, this is the last time I'm going to bring it up because I don't want to be spending the entire cast talking about it, but check HLV, I guess. Basically, Spirit were playing the Dolphin qualification matchup, which unfortunately meant they were a little late. Much like the whole of the T side out to Banana, Victor, how the hell does he get 2 kills there? I honestly have no idea. Thankfully, Travell will trade him. But he's already down to 50 HP. Bjorn, don't face this. You don't need to face this. Ah, MK, you throw away an advantage when you have an advantage. You just don't. I can't even say it right. That's how frustrating it is. It's actually just really annoying. Why are you throwing that away? I mean, you peek after you peek. You're always looking for something. You're always hungry. Sometimes you got to feel satisfied and just sit back for a second and just watch the round play out. You don't need to get on aggressive plays. Now they've lost every rifle. They lost pretty much every piece of land they held in the round. They're instead squabbling over what will just be scraps here. These pistols hunting for a rifle to save. I mean, there's no reason to go hunting at this point. And if you do, you're just going to die. You're going to end up just like Shimada, just like Dreamer. And it's going to go to Spirit. 5-1 up on their T side. A very solid start. MK showing some pretty early cracks in their team play, if I'm honest, in their communication. Spirit, now just holding. Waiting for MK to make the move. And I think if you are Spirit at this point, that's all you've got to do this entire half. If it continues to play out the way it has done, then you know that MK are giving you these shots, giving you these ways into a round, these first kills, these second kills. So you just have to basically just throw your set pieces and just do your thing. It should be relatively simple. I mean, what? Times like this, I really wish I had a co-caster because I just don't know what to say to that. Somehow the pistols just walk into the site and get frag after frag, just holding in the crossfire. Shimada now just looking for Van Vicious. He'll double dink him. And the thing about this round for me is that round there's not much of a level of excitement or hype to that. There's just this awkwardness about the fact that Spirit walk into the site and they just start dropping to these double dinks. A weird round, but it's certainly going to keep us on our toes now because we know to expect that at least. Just when you think that Spirit have everything worked out and that the T side is theirs for the taking, they get surprised by a bunch of USPs and Glocks almost. Now they're opting to just head up towards the A site. Shimada being very passive. This is looking at least better. MK in the immediate section of the round. Dreamer capitalizing off Romy's peek. Does give him the bomb. Spider as well. Peeking in towards Travell. It's all falling into place. MK 3 kills, make that 4th, and Vicious last man standing. Bomb on his back, utility. At his disposal. But what on earth could he possibly do? He's got 1 minute to work with. A lot of time to save. He's definitely going to be looking to work something in this round. Maybe an opportunity towards B presents itself. I mean, it would be a 1v1. BRN the only player there. But that's an angle that's going to be very awkward. If you're taking the 1v1 on B right now, you're not walking into that site and thinking, I'm going to check on top of second oranges. It's not what comes to mind. But let's see. If Vicious prove us wrong, the ball is in your court. MK, not going to rotate at all because they have the utmost confidence in that off angle that BRN is playing. Has a molly as well, but I don't think that's going to come into the round at all. This is purely going to be just a cut and dry Angel. Starting to check Fountain. He's being very, very careful about his approach, taking it angle by angle. I like this from him so far. CT realizing that's going to be clear as well. Peeks out. But there you have it. The headshot is so easy. BRN has the chance to play for that first shot. Straight in the back of the head. The round's done after that. Much more pressure now on Spirit. Their economy starting to be put back in, and MK starting to pick up rounds, getting themselves a bit of traction. Right when we thought they already showed us that they were basically done. I mean, it felt like they were playing just some really awkward CS and nothing was looking good for them. They have actually stepped up now. Things have started to get going for them again. Question for me is, how long is it going to go this way for? Of course, Spirit, in this round, it's going to be tough for them to find much. Just going to be looking to see if they can maybe find a deagle shot or two. But Spider playing off of the corner already locks in kill number 1. Victor playing towards Coffin. This is fairly standard against pistols. You just let them walk into your crosshair and start to dispose of them just at the right time. Ashnod's down to 32 HP. Kind of sums up that point in a nutshell. As we just wait for what should be fairly explosive stuff from Spirit. Just seeing if they can catch anyone on that B site by surprise. That smoke not really doing them any favors. Spider just going to be tapping as he hears something towards Sandbags. Has a bit of an inquisitive moment that leads to just another frag. Romy contemplating backing away. His teammate, though, pretty committed at this point. So I think you just got to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Likelihood is that nothing will happen. But we've been surprised but once by pistols. So I'm not going to hedge my bets too much on the MK side. Then Vicious walking out. Catches Dreamer with this knife out, but gives him enough time to pull the M4 and put the bullet in the back of the head. Spyler just going to be holding for the cross. Spots out Travell. The shot does land. The Deagle attacking to just 58 HP, but it's the bait and switch play. Victor waiting for them to walk on in and finds the double. As his teammate just lets him do his piece. I don't know where we were going with that, do his piece, but I mean, kind of works out. Bottom mid becoming a pretty fruitful part of the round now already, as it is going to be 3 members of Spirit all to get themselves close to that corner. Charging on through will be Travell. Rifle in hand, looking straight towards Pit. Molly coming flying on by, just whispering through his ear as BRM with the trade. Shimada on towards Luke. Things get stronger and stronger. MK though, one thing they've not been able to do is hold down the site itself. It will be a retake as the bomb does get planted. All 3 of the CT defense playing on towards short now, just annihilating Romy with the triple peek. The Vicious and Boiler could be problematic, but it all comes down to timing. He waits for the peek. He's given his chance. Now peeks towards Spider, who's just going to be tapping and tapping away with the pre-fire. That leads to just another kill, making it ultimately a 1v3 that's so hard. So hard. Passionate spraying rapidly on towards Spider, making it potentially doable. Takes the head of Viren as well, going for the third. Passionate with a 1v3. Team Spirit escalating things as they pick up their 6th round. Thanks to one man and one man only. Let's see if Spirit can really push forward now up to 6 rounds at a T-side. For me, that's already kind of a win. And getting any more than that, I think you're just doing yourself more and more justice for going into that CT side. Making life so much simpler. And Vicious seeing if he can work up towards mid. One more point of the round is Banana. Things going in a pretty standard direction. A swift 1-to-1 trade. Dealing with the player who's playing close towards barrels. And Vicious still on his attempt to catch the flank, but should be caught off guard. Shimada a bit delayed with his peak, nearly leaving that wall out to dry, but thankfully his teammate will be saved. Molly after Molly, flash after flash. MK starting to get a feel for what is going on. This B play pretty transparent from Team Spirit as the rotations are there to hold things off. Travell off towards Coffins. Comes down to the actions of Spider, which are pretty non-existent it seems. He'll quickly lose his head. BRN with the trade, putting work in with the AWP. But that bomb is ticking away. It's Romy and Luke. Try and hold off this retake now. BRN, AWP, not quite the weapon you want. Things are a little close. Dreamer, at least taking down Romy, makes things a little easier for his team. Shimada then swings in from Coffins, and that will be enough to finish things off. Mortal Kombat, given their 5th round, starting to at least make things a little more equal. Spirit, for now, they should be stuck upon 6. They can't really afford to do anything in this round. They'll buy perhaps Pistol Kevlar. Could be a Miracle play. I mean, just looking at how much they've got to spend. Yeah, that's kind of what we see. Not every player will bite for it because some will want a little bit extra potentially. We'll go for a little bit more on the pistol department. Luke won't spend anything at all as AWP, of course. Nades already being thrown to try and scrape some early damage on towards this Russian lineup, but nothing so far. Smoke gets thrown. Spider just playing through that, enabling to pick off 2 very simple kills. The rest of Spirit pretty spread apart at this point. You've got Femvicious playing the same old long peek to see if he can work a pick around the corner. Here, and going to be holding for him. That is information where the AWP is playing. Romy has gone to group up with his teammate. Another throwback round as you've got Travell stuck in the same corner. Romy just waiting for the smoke to fade. And then they'll make their push. Spider last time took the fight and then baited in for Victor, or what now would be Victor in this position. But it looks like Victor's feeling much more confident in just taking the jewels as well, so they're both just going to be hungry for blood. Peeking out looks fairly positive so far. Victor going to hold down his trigger, and the Coffins starting to make a lot more sense as they are going to be the bringers of death. Bullet after bullet will go on through. And out the other side of that wood will be simple kills of Victor. He locks up 3, I believe. Round number 13, 5 AK-47s for Spirit. A chance to still win out the half. It's very much on the table, but not necessarily at now or never point, but it's a lot riding on this round for sure in terms of how much money they're going to have to spend. As Shimada already starting to do a pretty good job. Dreamer mowing down 2 though, completely annihilating them as they'll back off in towards pit. The defensive play going to work out wonders, as it means he's in a good position to deal with Femvicious if he does come his way. Bear in mind, Fen has the bomb on his back, which is not the sort of thing you want trapped in pit. Not at all. He does know he's down in pit. That's at least a given. Spider, arguably just another problematic position at this point as well. Holding the headshot angle, which it's not going to be the most reliable thing in the world, but see what he can do. Dreamer sitting crouched is absolutely perfect. Waiting for him to walk in. Oh, the jump as well. Spotting out Luke. Unable to capitalize on it now, meaning he has to push out nice and wide into 2 players. Does find the pick, but it's all on him. Flash is going to be good. Does leave him blind towards Library. Allows him to single out Spider. And Nade doing a bit more damage, pushing him down to just 25 HP. He comes in from BRN. He won't miss with the AWP. And that'll push MK up to 7. Starting to deny Spirit that winning potential. Dropping that round means that they'll have, again, very little to spend. The investment so damn low. It will just be CZs this time. No Kevlar, not a single player. It's just not worth it. MK should be given their 8th. In a very close half, looking like it's taken place. Early mollies towards Banana. Spirit. Going to be looking to test that of 5 players. We'll all look to bombard. Right up through that choke point. Spy Leader and Victor once again all on them. Victor last time pulling out a triple kill from this position, but they're a little bit closer this time. They're a little bit more geared up. They make the push. The triple being secure. Make that a quad. Oh no, one was stolen away I think by his teammate, unfortunately for him, but still a triple for Victor overall, and a pretty impossible round for Fen. He's going to be chased by the CZ of Victor, and that will give him his quad after all. So there you have it. Simple. Not quite as smooth as we wanted, but a janky round is still around, and it still has MK up to 8. I'd say your name, buddy, but see, the problem with saying names from Twitch chat is I don't know what some words mean. You know that's a problem. So I'm not going to get baited into saying something like that, because you never know. I'm sure you're saying something super nice, but it's just not happening. But I see you, I do notice you. Much like Splendor notices Passional, that was the cringiest throw I've ever seen in my life, but hey, it worked. He got himself a double as well as he took down Travell. Luke is going to be testing him through the corner of that smoke, just making a quick meander on through Spider. Actually not given the shot as Luke just backs off just with a moment to spare, but the molly is going to go down still. Those flames making these even more problematic for Spirit. The bomb stands all alone on B, waiting for his teammates to try and wrap in from CT, but BRN is going to be quicker than anything with that AWP. Dreamer on towards Romy, and we don't even get a chance to switch, as it is all on towards Luke. Back to Spider is exactly where we want to be. As he'll walk out, he'll give over the 9-6. And MK going to be feeling pretty good, I think. Considering how they started, bear in mind, they were really slow to get going. But they won the majority of the buy rounds towards the end. That was the crucial thing. Of course, the pistol definitely helped Spirit really kind of get that strong start and go to kind of that 5-1 scoreline. But we started to see MK come back in. It was a surprising way for it to start. I mean, the Glock round, MK picking up the pistols of Spirit and tapping them down at close range on a Felico really shouldn't have happened. But it is what it is. I think Spirit, 6 rounds T-side. As I said, right when they got to 6, I think that's still enough for them. So what should be a very close and contested second half, hopefully. See, the perk of doing these games is we get to have a chat with you guys sometimes. So I get to see what some of you guys are saying. And actually, it's actually okay to look at chat. Talking of chat, you said that it means pancake in Russian. I gather that Bulgarian was a Bulgarian person. I knew that bit, but I didn't know what the end of it was. Let me see. Let's have a Google. Of course, a slight TeamSpeak problem giving us a chance to sit here. There we go. Cure has got my back. Yeah, that definitely didn't mean what you thought it meant. Nice try though. That was quite a crafty attempt. Using a word that has multiple different meanings. That's probably the most advanced attempt to get me to say something like that on stream yet. I respect that. Either way, the pistol does kick off. The buys have come through for MK. Wanting not a single piece of utility, just 5 pieces of Kevlar. Spirit, though, the exact same thing, which This could be an interesting round because it's purely going to come down to Angels alone. I think for Spirit, having no kit is kind of unfortunate. It means that these retakes will be very tough, but it's playing their way. 4 players towards the site. No real excuse for them to lose A. Being tested now from short. The pit play coming through. Travell frag number 1, but pit is falling apart from Vicious. Allowing Dream with a trade after trade. Romy in such a good spot back site, but he'll fall short, leaving just Passionate. On that retake, 1 man from B. Making his position well and truly known. Dreamer, one of the best spots on A site. Or the best spot on A site, to be honest. Can contemplate wrapping on around and going for the aggressive drop, or can just sit here, relax, and hold the corner. No matter what, he's wasting the time at Passionons, which, when he has no kit, is pretty much the biggest thing in the round. It's a commodity they just can't afford to waste on that CT side. Expectedly so, his life will be lost. It will go 10-6, and MK not complaining. 2 pistols. Now secured. Given map number 1. Back to default. And with 2 pistols in map number 2, you start to argue just how hard things are going to be for Spirit to push things to that 3rd map and actually have a genuine shot at taking the series. Boiler play from Spy. They're going to be important in spotting out that long play from Spirit. How has Streamer got out like this, though? That is a disaster. I mean, sure, you're dinking up your teammates anyway, so MK, you're making your life very hard, but you've still got players who are cleaning house, and that's going to be the biggest thing. You've still got a player in mid. Sure, Passionons will trade the fight. The bomb is dropped, but this is the player you want in this scenario. You've got full HP. He's got an AK-47. Passionot is running to B because he didn't spot the bomb when he was taking those duels. The Dreamer basically has the easy one at this point. The only upside is if Passionot pushes down mid and catches him by surprise, but Dreamer's going to hear those steps. Pulls out the rifle. Passionot knows what's up as well. The CZ is going to face into him, starts to spray. Passionot's given the duel. Take it hands down. That's a disaster for MK. You really should never be losing those. But I guess it started to crumble from the long play. I mean, they were dinking each other up, which wasn't ideal. That referring to the Galils there, of course, from the T side. But they were trading, which wasn't that bad, I think. But from Passional's wrapping to B and taking bottom banana and forcing it to mid like that, he does make one thing happen. He gets that close range fight with this easy guaranteed. If he goes B, of course. So I guess there's that element to look at. I mean, the fact that Dreamer got out of apps in the way he did certainly highlights a big flaw in Spirit CT side. But hey, they picked up the round, and now they put MK in a much more dastardly spot. Pushing up slowly, banana now. Will be MK. Smoked, of course, towards CT, looking very likely. Aggression coming in from Spirit. Going to start to make that B play look much more transparent. Passionate under pressure. Swings out wide. Doesn't get a singular kill just yet. Up until finally clawing away one on towards Victor in a second. Spider being jump shot from a UMP starts to make things a little tough. But the retake looking quick as anything. The bomb plant should be denied. Okay, Luke going to be struggling with the MP9. But hey, a frag is a frag, and a 2v4 is just that. They got to run at them head first with these SMGs. No ifs or buts. This should be completely impossible. VRM with kill number 1, but quick trades coming through. Dreamer trying to survive. But he is no eye. The Tiger, he will fall. Romy with the defuse. Caster. So now if MK wins this map, they win the best of 3. Yeah, if MK win Inferno, then this best of 3 is done. It's 2-0. In favor of them, and Spirit have to walk away from the playoffs in unfortunate, with a bit of unfortunate tone, I think is where I'm going with that. Pushing right down through mid. There's a problem here. There's a big risk. It doesn't pay off though. I was expecting MK to wrap in and trap them from behind, but Spirit were holding on towards second mid, so it didn't go quite as bad as expected. I mean, they now have the A site, which is definitely still an upper hand for MK, but thankfully for Spirit, they do hold the man advantage and 2 kits on Luke and Travell, so a very doable situation. 2 flashes and a smoke though for MK. Allows them to block off those rotates coming in through library. Dreamer in a very aggressive spot. Could be quickly punished by a double peek from Luke and Romy if done right. Communication, I guess, being tested from Spirit here in this round. Travell playing around that smoke, spotting for Dreamer. Forces the peek. Makes it all on Shabetta. Quickly spotted out by Travell. Doing all of the work with the double. How did Spirit forfeit the first map? Says Cows. They forfeited map number 1 by not showing up. Is pretty much the simplest way to put it. They had a Dolphin qualification match. Unfortunately, the best of 1. They started it at 1/2 I believe. So they had 30 minutes to finish it, but due to scheduling, it just didn't quite work out. The game went on longer than expected, so they didn't turn up for map number 1. Luke pushing down towards mid, trying to still be very vengeful for dropping map number 1 as he gets the first kill. Map will secure the trade. Vicious losing his life in. Very unfortunate bout of luck. MK still holding for that banana aggression at this point, dishing out a bit more damage to Luke, but only enough to force him back. Now expecting some sort of play. Spirit giving them no ground to work with, playing very much hunkered down on towards A. Corner of long. The back patio of apps. On towards site if you account for Luke's position. MK being forced into just one situation alone. That's a slow walk up banana at this point. The angle from Passionage is risky. You find the first kill, you start to spray them down. This is looking good. Has to go for the third, but Victor will find the trade, denying that triple kill. But 2 is good enough. The bomb plant is likely MK. I mean, just how important this round is going to be, and a round that may well fall through the arms of Spider at this point. If he gets in this aggressive position and actually does his job, this could be huge. But nope, just drops a quick flash. A second flash as well to try and really push them back for being aggressive. Has himself a frag grenade, which could be enough to take down Luke. Already the first few kills starting to fall into place. Luke upgrading to the rifle, but still 15 HP. Not going to be ideal. Victor finishing him off too for the triple kill, now being locked in. Leaving just Romy. Walks into them both, but how does he find that? They're both there. They're both staring at him. How does he secure that? That's a big round for MK to drop. Such an important one. And a real turning point in the game. Spirit will equalize things 10-10. MK with a choice. The choice being, do they buy or not? Which I was hesitant to go into because of just how low and how non-existent really their utility would be. And you can kind of see that here. They basically have nothing to work with. I wonder if that will work out for them though, by them just getting aggressive, because for the most part they seem to be hitting a lot more of the duels in those 1v1s. But then you just see the wacky rounds in the way we've just seen there. I mean, it's very weird to witness. Beerend at least going to clash heads with Passionage, just both find themselves kills. Victor jumping up and catching Travell completely off guard. He just wasn't expecting anyone to play off of those blue barrels. The bomb plant does come through, and for Spirit, this is the first time they've been dealt a card that involves them being in the position of the underdog. And not only that, but it's not a 2v1 or anything like that. It's a much more open-ended round because you're 4 players of MK surviving. All holding different spots. I mean, even if you look at the long play from Dreamer. It's just there catching off anyone who'll be rotating or anyone who'll be saving in awkward spots. Spider calling a quick pause as well. I think rightly so at this point. I mean, you know things are perhaps a little bit messy. That round one was by no means clean. It was just one that you kind of went, all right, we're going to get very aggressive very quickly and use the brute force technique to win us the round. And it worked out, right? You're up to 11 to 10. You've kept the lead. You lost it for just a moment's notice, but now you've got it. You've got it back. Problem here is if you screw this up, you start to really punish yourself, both economically and in terms of the scoreline as well. Waiting to see what Spider has talked about. Certainly going to be looking towards the map. Kind of praying for a bit of a different game plan from MK in the round, aside from just taking that banana control. I think Passionals is actually going to be very abrupt about spotting for any peaks. Has a smoke in hand, which makes me think he'll smoke towards the bottom side. Then throw the flash and get close. It's kind of punishing for MK really, because there's nothing they can do about it. It's about giving MK no choice but to play towards A, which is exactly what you want to happen right now if you're Spirit. It's one of the reasons why you're rotating Passionage back over on towards A as well, to really bolster the defenses of that site. The clock ticking down, but no players come through. The A site has yet to be hit. The entirety of MK pretty much all stuck towards the bottom of mid in this three-way angle of the choice of banana, mid or T-spawn really. It looks like they've made their mind up that they are going to contact on towards that B site, and if they do that, I fear for Spirit. Travell, gonna look the whole thing's off, is completely smoked. Flash is going to come through. He's trying to see if he can force a pick. It's going to be a 5v5B retake. You have to be mad. Dreamer as well, embedded in towards such a good position. Even if he's only good for one kill, that's still a positive thing. Ideally, that'll be on towards Luke, just denying the AWP, of course. There is still a duel coming out towards the site. That's between Travell and pretty much the entirety of Spirit. Dreamer should be nullified. Luke's running on away and deciding, screw that, I'm coming through CT. Victor on towards Romy, you're already making things look better and better. Now playing off the peak. They start to line up for him. Luke holding the angle, does get a reward. Waiting for a second, stop giving them the peaks. Rookie mistakes from MK, as now they're going to make the push. They could have been backing away, they could have been saving, but no. They're going to run right on through. Bieran has to go huge. A double kill. Thrown on into the hatch. Shimada going for a double of his own. They play the situation in the crossfire perfectly, securing the round as Mortal Kombat move up 12 to 10. Leaving Spirit now in a much worse spot. Definitely comes down to the fact that just stopping peeking. I definitely agree with that. I mean, oh, Luke, that's awkward. We don't want to get caught like that, but I mean, what can you do? But going back to that last round, Luke's given 2 free kills. That prompts Spirit to go from we're exiting through CT to, oh, we're actually just going to run at you now and see what we can find. Either way, tac pause is being called. 3 rounds, of course, being the difference here unless some madness happens. Not going to ride off these pistols totally, because we've seen what can happen. Tim Vicious does take the head of Spider. That's a weapon picked up. The MAC-10 starting to spray on away, but the Molly going to be playing the clock at this point. This Passionage is going to be coming in from behind. Bomb ticking down. Looks like the tac pause may have been cancelled. I'm not sure how that works, but we'll see. Waiting for the play, but nothing is done. The bomb will explode. And MK get that 3-round gap thereafter. Not sure what the deal with the whole pause is. I thought Spirit wanted a pause, but then they don't want a pause. Makes things a little awkward. Hopefully, I imagine they've had enough time, just due to how long the pistol survived, to talk things through and come up with a game plan. Support from Luke. Leads to a quick kill on towards Spider, not without damage being done as Passional walks away, surviving on just 4 HP. Travell on 48. Luke starting to be tagged out. Victor actually burning Travell away in the fire and the flames, securing that trade. Romy, a very nice position on towards A. Not often you get to see this put into play, but when it's pulled out, it can be lethal in shutting down that short peak. Rear end from Boiler could well be the answer to this problem, though. Providing he checks it, which he won't be. He'll be a little late to the action. Robbie being given the chance to drop on down, securing all the kills to come his way. Finally, Shimada peeks and will secure the trade, but at this point, he fails to notice the Passionals have pushed him from behind, leaving just Dreamer all alone. Vicious will lose his head, makes the 1v2 a little bit more possible. Smoke it off mid. Okay, that gives them the bomb. This is huge. Passional is so low. Luke on an AWP. Never have I seen a clutch that's been more achievable in my life. Dreamer walking through Arch. Everything is going his way right now. The positions are perfect. Trying to get towards the site. Luke too far away to deny the plant. They both have to play this one together. Oh, Dreamer back turn to library. You ballsy. Don't. Not like this. Dreamer, please. He crosses. Trying to get up on towards either Diggity or Graveyard, whatever it may be. He's trying to get on the bike to set himself up in an after-plant position. And that is just not the play he needed right there. The patience from Passional really stepping up. Support from his teammate, of course. You just hate to see that, you really do. Grenades being thrown from Passionage. Basically trying to claw that early damage on towards Banana. Aaron is going to be holding for it. Patience coming in from MK. Of course, they understand the value of this round. The idea that you really break the economy of the CT side. They have barely anything in their bank accounts. Luke, pretty much the only man who's rich, has a few stronger buddies, but then you look at Travell and you look at Romy, and they are fighting over at the bottom of the food chain. It's a real important round for Spirit to take, but it's a huge prize for MK, and a potentially series-ending prize, to be honest, because they win this, they put it 14-11. Spirit then have to decide if they want to play for OT or force it. It becomes a real catch-22 because you force, you're pretty much out of the game if you lose the force up. But you don't force, then you're playing for OT and banking on not a single mistake coming from your teammates and yourself. Was MK just bunched up towards Banana, waiting to play this round out together. Travell being low towards Coffin is not ideal. Shimada already taking the first contact, does find the kill. Travell still standing, backing off into construction as he is going to be smoked away. Having to buy time now from Vicious as he should be rotating. Romy trying to push through the smoke. It's all falling to pieces. Spirit left with just 2 rifles. You should be saving. You need those rifles in the next round. I hate to say it, but you really do. MK, 14-11. And Vicious at least able to pick off Dreamer, so an AK is going to be picked up. Travell could go back for the M4, but no, just keep the Thanos. Not worth the risk. Real tough point now for Spirit. Saving the 2 rifles, bought them a lot. Oh, Spire spraying through the smoke. Not exactly the start Spirit need. Ashnod's ballsy stuff at this point, but he accepts that he needs to be a playmaker to try and turn things back for his team, but unfortunately all he does is turn things further down to the hole they dug themselves into. Looking forward at least. Dropping the idea of turning a page and instead running with the idea of just charging forward at your opposition, perhaps. Take those duels, see if you can pull something out. MK really running with that at this point. Luke given a chance to the Zort, will take it, picks off Shimada. Vicious, again, the same angle towards Pit. I like it. Dreamer could lose his head, but Vicious is being torn from limb to limb. From so many angles in just a few moments' time. He needs to strike now or never. Victor, kill number 1. Peeks on out. There you have it. Dreamer with a quick trade. Travell, he is all just dead on the floor. I don't even know why we're looking at him at this point. Thanks, Auto Director. You're doing us a solid. Still, just on Luke, of course. Oh, I hope he saves this orb. I really do. Dreamer is pushing. He is hunting. He doesn't check the corner. The orb is secured. Oh no, Victor. You just don't expect to see him drop down like that, but he hits the shot almost mid-air. I hope you like SMGs, boys, because this is your final stand. Pushes looking likely to be coming in towards mid. And putting pressure towards the bottom of Banana. Same early nades. Romy, nice shot towards Dreamer. Nodge with the peak. Romy as well on towards Shimada, putting use to the rifle. BRN gonna try and save things. Spots up and Vicious. The flash is good. Travell hiding second orange. Spy, they're not gonna be checking for him. This is crucial. Travell! Oh, what? What? Oh, BRN, buddy. You just... Oh, So everything is going up in the air for Travell, right? He's whiffing. It's all falling apart. It's... Yeah. That is what it is, right? But why does BRN shoot his teammate? Rounds like that, I have two choices to make. I can get excited, I can get pumped up, we can get confused, or I can just sit there in disbelief and just ask the questions that I ask. It's almost like an internal monologue, I guess. Push coming in towards the bottom of banana. Let me know what you guys think about that, by the way, as well. If anyone knows something that I maybe have missed, because I have to have missed something there. Surely, I have to have missed something. MK being patient here. Spirit giving her way back in, playing with all their seriousness. Not wanting to make a single mistake. He got scared. That's a new one. Dead like lol. That's a new one. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. It's a real big mistake to make when you get scared. Travell whiffing, for example, is a player crumbling under pressure, perhaps. Beer and shooting his teammate. That's something else. The push collapses on towards the B site. Shimada starting to gear things up for a play. Travell losing his life spider. Thankfully, they managed to find the kill as he doubles up for a second on towards Romy. Dreamer towards the bottom of mid, looking for that lurk kill. Again, something he's done all game long, but we'll find nothing. Again, the same result all game long, if I'm honest. As Luke and Finfish is going to be getting hungry, coming in through construction. Luke checking every single little corner. Clearing out to the back of quad boxes. A few flashes going to be thrown, a few mollies to be exchanged. They know quad is clear, but they've done nothing about the likes of Grill, back banana, dark room. Luke, your whole back is exposed to dark room right now. That is the problem. That's where the game will end. MK 16-12. Thankfully, they push it over the line, but god damn, that is way too close. Unfortunate stuff for Team Spirit Academy. But they started pretty rough. They dropped off a few rounds. MK did find their way back in. The whole game was a bit of a mess, if I'm honest. But miscommunications, weird tactical plays. I'm not quite sure what the most appropriate way to describe it will certainly be. But that is that game, Hellcase Cup number 6. One of our first playoff games, actually, concluding. 2-0, of course, thanks to the unfortunate default that was given in map number 1. But with that all said, we are going to head over and get ready for some of the Shanghai action. So we'll see you over on Starleader CS_EN number 1. As we'll be over there in just a few moments for what should be some pretty good Counter-Strike. I'm hoping to see a little bit more tactically sound Counter-Strike, if that's a fair way of putting it. Of course, it is North Academy versus Space Dollars, who... Space Dollars, I think, are going to be a real tough beast to work with. Of course, you have got Calix, Antares, Engine, some very, very strong players. But then you've also got a core Gade. So Chrome being the brand new pickup for the North Academy, so let's see what he can show for himself. But, as I said, we'll see you over on the English number 1 channel for Starleader. We'll be live in about an hour and 20 minutes. Hope you've enjoyed Hellcase Cup. With that all said, my name has been Flakes. It's been a pleasure. It's been nice. We took it casually. We had a bit of a chit-chat. But, yeah, just the one map. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll see you soon, folks. Bye for now.
World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
Yeah.